Hi, it's Mel from Movement and You Fitness Coaching. I'm going to show you a couple of techniques that you can use on the myofascia foam roller today for releasing what I like to call that desk posture or fatigue posture. Basically, it's all about when we get into that slump position, whether it be sitting or standing, with fatigue, the muscles start to turn off slowly and it creates that slumped over posture. So I'm going to show you a few techniques you can use. If you can keep a roller in your office, your head, have those little 10-minute breaks that you should be having, jump on the foam roller to release it. Myofascia foam rollers, scientifically proven. So they really are useful for releasing muscles, fascia, improving joint mobility. So I know a lot of people just struggle because they're not sure how to use them. Another guide I'm going to give you for using it is it shouldn't be painful. You should be in a discomfort level from around 3 to 4 out of the highest discomfort level being a 10. So when you use your roller, I'm going to show you regression techniques to decrease the discomfort if you are in high amounts of discomfort, because we are usually in high amounts of discomfort from being tight, the muscles being in knots, or poor joint mobility. So with time and regular use of the foam roller and stretching, you can decrease that. The first technique I'm going to go into is all about starting the foam roller under the shoulder blades. I'm going to take it all the way down to the bottom of the rib cage and back up again. Now, I'm going to do it quite quickly. You would usually take about 3 minutes to do this. To do it, the technique works like this. We use a breathing technique of breathing in for 4, holding for 2, and exhale for 6. I'm going to interlock my fingers and support both my head and neck. So from here, I'm starting that foam roller just under the shoulder blades, and I'm just holding. My bottom stays on the ground. Now, it's not incorrect if you lift your bottom, but you will not get joint mobility incorporated into the technique. When you lift your bottom, you are purely working with the fascia. So bottom left on the ground if you want to work both mobility of your vertebra and your fascia. Breathing in for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6. Staying in that one position, and as you exhale for 6, allow yourself to fall back over the roller. Focusing on letting the elbows also fall back toward the floor to open up the chest. Now, over the period of about 2 minutes, you work your way down your spine like so, pausing, using the breathing technique, in for 4, hold for 2. As you exhale for 6, you let yourself fall back further until you get to the bottom of that rib cage, not going into that soft tissue area, staying within that rib cage. And then you slowly work your way back up until you're back at the top of the thoracic area. So from there, you then sit up. You make sure you give your muscles and fascia time to recover and keep relaxing. Now, if you found that quite discomforting or even painful, that technique, regression technique works like this. Instead of letting yourself fall back too far, you stay sitting upright more until your spine has developed enough mobility that the discomfort, high discomfort's no longer there, and you can let yourself fall back all the way without any discomfort. But that may take a couple of weeks. It will not happen quickly. So stay sitting up and let the discomfort guide you as to how far you let yourself fall back. Next technique, we've had a rest. We're going to go back down onto the roller to work a little further. It's now incorporating the shoulder joint to start opening that up. So we take the hand, put it down behind the head like so. From here, laying back down on that foam roller with it just under the shoulder blades. In this position, I stay holding myself up. Pull that arm across, counting to 15, feeling the stretch go down the back of the arm. From there, once you've got to 15, you're going to make sure you focus on those breathing cycles. Breathing in for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6, letting yourself fall back. And you do that for about 4 or 5 breathing cycles. And by the end, you should be falling quite far back over that roller. We do not move the roller down the spine for this one. It just stays at the bottom of the shoulder blades. Just beneath the shoulder blades is the correct position. So once you've done that, you sit up. You pause for a minute or so, letting the muscles relax, and you go in and you do the second side, pulling that arm across for 15 seconds. Once you get up to 15, start using your breathing cycles, 4 or 5 breathing cycles, falling back over the foam roller. From there, we're going to go in and release that lumbar spine now and work on that. So for the lumbar spine, using your thumbs, find the bony part of the hips, and that's where the roller starts. I'm going to put my back to you so you can see exactly where I line it up. The side you're working, have the leg out straight so the fascia can continue releasing down the leg. From here, small increments rocking back and forward, just like so. Making sure you're not completely flat on the roller. You want to be a little turned up so your spine now is not in contact, just that entire hip. Once you get down into that buttocks area, take your foot, pop it up onto your knee. This is where mobility comes in. If you find that hard, it will get easier with time. From here, slowly turning and helping yourself come into an upright position as you keep rocking and rolling the roller back and forth. When you find little really sore parts, you can pause and hold for 30 seconds, and it acts as a trigger point to release those areas, and then moving on to the next spot. Rolling all the way, like so, till we're done. And then what you do, you would take about 2 to 3 minutes to do that area once again. So the next final component is with a trigger ball. So it's all about releasing the muscles through the back of the skull that cause some problems with our neck lurching forward, and then cause these headaches across the eyebrows we refer to as stress headaches. Trigger balling in the smaller areas. You can also get small foam rollers for smaller areas. For this particular one, the balls are really quite good. Now, spiky ball here, that's next level up from a smooth ball. So it's got the spikes on. So if you're new to trigger balling, try to buy yourself one that's smooth. Then this little one, this is another really good option for lots of small areas. You can either use it with your hand, but what you're going to see me do is use it on the floor to do the area at the back of my skull, which I'm about to show you. Really important to try and line this up because it does matter. It's exactly where the muscles we're trying to target attach to. So we want the base of the skull. Just at the base of the skull, I'm going to move my head side to side like so, slowly working my way out, all the way out, and then focusing on this point. So you'll see me do it. I'll show you with both balls, but this one is really easy to do. So before you even lay down, you can line it up in the right spot, like so. And then from here, it just sits flat on the floor. And this is the beauty of it. You have to hold it in place with your hand just so it stays there and doesn't slide around. But because it's on a rolling mechanism, it makes it really easy to roll your head, and you let your head have as much pressure as you can tolerate, getting through that area, working it until you're all the way to the outside. Now you could spend 60 to 60 seconds to 2 minutes on this area, doing this if you wish. Holding when you get to the outside, so we trigger point the little muscle that comes down the front of our neck, and when we sit at a desk or look at a computer screen for long periods, that really fatigues as well. Then what you do is you take it to the other side and do the other side. But what I'm going to do is show you how to use the ball. So like I said, if you're new, get a smooth ball, not a spiky one. From here, it's just a matter of getting that ball at the base of the skull where I showed you. I'm applying as much pressure as I feel comfortable and rocking and rolling my head back and forth. Taking as long as you like. You might want to be able to do this for 3 minutes. The other thing with foam rolling as well is you can do it. Now I'm trigger pointing that muscle that comes down the front of my neck, just holding there for a little bit. And once I've done that, I'll work my way back in as well. You can foam roller as often as you like throughout the day. 4, 5, 6 times. It really is as often as you want to do it. And you can do it every day. You will not hurt yourself. So I tend to encourage people to try and do it in small snippets. Don't set down a big task of having to do this for half an hour or something. Choose a body part that's really sensitive and needs to be released really tight, and do 5 or 10 minutes on it. Done. And then the next component is to make sure you keep stretching. Now, if you have any comments or questions about these techniques, feel free to submit them down below. Remember, if you like it, please subscribe. Head to my website and use the link. I've got lots of information in my blogs and stretching guides. So have a look at the website or submit a question if there's something you want to see with myofascia foam roller or anything. Submit your question and I'll have a look at it. Thank you. Have a great day. See you next time.